It's not 3:11 p.m., but it is the 3 o'clock hour on the East Coast on BP311. This is the weekday sports picks for Tuesday, September 20th, 2022. So without any further ado, we're going to get to the recap first. We're going to get it done and over with. Not a stellar weekend. 2-4. We hit on the diamond. We hit on the NFL. Fell flat in college. And overall, not great. But I did do a lot of live betting, which made me very profitable on Sunday in the NFL with all the dogs. I mean, I live bet Dallas. I live bet the New York Jets. I had the Lions, which I didn't give out publicly, so that helped as well. I did live bet a couple of things that didn't turn out well for me as far as Houston and things of that nature. But I mean, the Dolphins, the Lions, the Jets, the Jags, probably those four teams. And if you think about those four teams historically, they probably made me the most money on Sunday. I made money Sunday. I lost money Saturday. Friday was a low bet day, and we hit the baseball. So Friday we got it done. Rays first 5 minus half a run against the Blue Jays. It was 4-0 Rays after 5, and the Rays went on to win. So that's a W there on the diamond. We've been doing good with those first 5 bets, especially when certain pitchers are on the mound like McClanahan, and we're going to go back to that tonight. Football, college, Cougars minus 9.5 of Houston against the Kansas Jayhawks. I don't know who's seen that one coming. Kansas 48-30 with a victory. Houston it's no longer in my top 5 teams that I like to bet on in college football. It fell apart pretty quickly. Them and Florida, both really. So that's a loss. I don't know why I took Sparty here. I thought that they were undervalued, that they had a chance to at least cover the number. No. 39-28 Washington Huskies and L there. Jaguars was a big hitter, though. I mean, you're talking about plus 161 on the money line, and they wiped the floor with the Colts 28-0, so it was beautiful. Worked out great. Make sure there's no comments coming in. Somebody's watching, so I do appreciate that. Bears plus 9 against the Packers. Green Bay week 1 and Green Bay week 2 look like completely different teams, and it's similar because last year I feel like it happened the exact same way. I just didn't see it happening again 2 weeks in a row, and I thought the Bears would keep it closer. Not to be. 27-10 Packers, and then the Titans. As you can see, I'm a Titans fan. I'm getting out of the way of the Buffalo Bills going forward. I'm not getting in front of them. That train's running too strong. 41-7 Buffalo. Tennessee does not cover. 2-4 weekend. We keep grinding. We're going to keep pressing nose to the grindstone and just keep trying to push it back over 500 and beyond as we move to a 15-22 record for season 2. Not great. With a lot of plus money bets. I'd say I'm probably about even with some of the extracurricular stuff, live betting and things of that nature. I've made a little bit of money, but not a lot this month. Not a lot. Pringle, what's up, man? Appreciate having you. And I'm going with the music in the background. This time, actually, it's something that me and a buddy of mine recorded back in the day, so it can't be copyright infringed or protected or anything of that nature. So I'm going to get you to plays here, and we'll do the free money portion of the program at the end. So today I'm going to go with the Rays again. McClanahan's on the mound again. He's got a 2.13 ERA, 12-5 record going against Javier for the Astros with 2.87 ERA and a 9-9 record. Games on 6:40, first pitch on TBS. Rays first 5 minus half a run. I got it at plus 120 early this morning on MGM right now. Best line still over at MGM, but it's a plus 110. So I've been hot with these first 5 on the diamond. I would jump on that. I'm going to give you an idea for Wednesday. I'm not going to do a Wednesday show. I never do a Wednesday show. At least I'm not doing one of my own. We'll get to that later. I will be back on Thursday to go over this bet and actually the Wednesday idea. And it's an idea because I am going to play it, but I can't play it right now. There's no lines available yet for Wednesday for this particular game anyway. Max Fried's on the mound tomorrow, 2.52 ERA, 13-6 record against Gray. For the Nats, 5.14 ERA, 7-9 record. I like the Braves first 5 here. Whatever the spread is. If it's 1.5, I'm good with that. That's what I expect it to be. I'm hoping that at 1.5, it'll be plus money, plus 120, something along those lines. I'm going to be looking for it late tonight and hope to jump on it as soon as possible. It's really important to get the earliest line available. especially when you're on a favorite. But even on underdog, sometimes, money will come in on a dog and that'll move the line in a direction you don't want it to go. And a lot of this stuff I saw at really good lines that I really, really liked. And by the time I could actually find a book that would take the action, some of the stuff had moved around on me. Some of it I bought the number where I wanted it to be, and some of it I kind of settled, I guess. But we'll talk about all of that. I'm going to give you all of my plays as of right now for NCAA Saturday and NFL Sunday. Pringle likes the Rays and the Dodgers with Anderson on the mound. I didn't look at that one too much. The Dodgers are so heavily favored and they're so juiced that I have a hard time finding value in the Dodgers most of the time. So a lot of times when I see they're like a minus 340 or something crazy, I don't even look at that game, because even a first 5 bet for me is not worth the juice. Even if I guess you're pretty comfortable it's going to hit, but I actually think I did look at the Dodgers and they were playing the D-backs, and Bumgarner was on the mound, if I remember correctly. That game going on now? They're playing a double header today. Wow. So Anderson versus Jameson, who has a 1-0 record and no ERA and barely even pitched. So the Dodgers are minus 285, which is heavy juice. First 5, Dodgers spread minus half a run, still minus 180. You'd have to go to minus 1.5 to get plus money, only if you go to Bet Rivers plus 102. If you like that, grab it at Bet Rivers. That's your best line on the first 5 in the Dodgers second game today. Most books are actually minus 100, minus 102, minus 105. Bet Rivers is plus 102, so that's where the value is. If you can find a number like that, it may be worth taking. The other pitchers are pretty much an unknown. I guess it must have been Bumgarner's going tomorrow for the D-backs. I know that his ERA is not good this year and his record isn't great, but I always worry about any team playing the Diamondbacks when Bumgarner's on the mound, because I do think he's going to have a breakout performance once or twice this year, and I don't know that he's had that yet. At least not more than once. So yeah, second game of the doubleheader. If you like that first 5, it's actually Pringle's play. Minus 1.5 for the Dodgers in the second game, plus 102 over at Bet Rivers. So I'm going to take the Braves spread tomorrow in the first 5. I'm loving these first 5 plays. I love the pitching matchups. I really key in on those, and that's where I've made money here on baseball in the last half of the season. Really focusing on first 5 innings and really focusing on the pitching matchup more than anything else. And, Justin Verlander and McClanahan and just certain guys have got me to the promised land on that over and over again. Scherzer yesterday, by the way. So, and if you want any of my picks that aren't public and aren't official and aren't on the show, download the Pickett app. Use code Bankroll 4880. You're going to get entered into a drawing to win either $3 or between $3 and $100. They'll put it right in your PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, and you can start tracking your own plays, check your profitability. You can follow me. I'm BP311 on there. You can check my plays, my units. You can check what I've won in the past, if I'm hot, if I'm cold, where I'm hotter, colder, where I'm getting a better ROI, things of that nature. I'm also on Better Off. None of the apps are 100% legit as far as accuracy, and here's why. While Pickett is linked to almost all of my legal, legit sports books, there's a couple that aren't on there that aren't interfacing yet with that platform, so you're not seeing those bets. But most of them that I take that are on the legit legal books are going to link directly and sync up to Pickett. However, I use some other stuff that's not allegedly some other stuff that's not legal or legit. It will not link to Pickett. There's no way that I've seen on Pickett to manually enter a bet. So it's not 100% accurate, but it does give you an idea. It gives you a snapshot. It gives you ROI units. Doesn't show you dollar amounts because everybody has their own unit size. But same thing with Better Off. The difference with Better Off is you're not syncing any apps to it. With Better Off, they're going to show you what the lines are, the best lines are. With Action Network, with Better Off, when you're seeing these numbers, they're not always 100% accurate. You got to go to the actual books and see, because that number may have moved, may have jumped, and it may just have not uploaded and refreshed to where it says. Like this morning, I took Eagles minus 6.5. I know that I seen the number at -4, but nobody was offering it until after the game was over last night. And even after the game was over last night, I just couldn't find that game. They're showing on Better Off that WinBet has it at -4.5. I went over to WinBet. It's not there. It's -6.5. Same thing with the Packers. I know I seen it at +138 at one point. Wasn't able to take it right away. Wasn't able to find it anywhere actually showing it, ready to take it. So, and and it showed them plus 140 on the money line against the Bucks over at WinBet. Went over there. No, it's plus 115, which is what I got it at anyway. So, you got these trackers for a reason, but they're not always 100% on time with refreshing and lines and the updated odds and all that kind of stuff. So I don't want to go on too long with all that, but yeah, better off Pickett on BP311 on both. With Pickett, you can use the promo code Bankroll4880 to get entered into a drawing to win between $3 and $100. And track my bets, track your bets. Let's see what we can do. Tracking apps are kind of the wave of the future in sports betting. Now we're going to go to NFL Saturday, but now that's better. Okay, the Florida Gators. I burned a couple dollars. I mean, I lit it on fire by thinking that Richardson had a chance at Heisman, by thinking that the Gators had a chance to win the SEC, by thinking that they had a chance to win anything. The Utah victory was an overreaction from week one. And while I made money off them beating Utah, I lost money on them losing to Kentucky. And then they almost lost to South Florida. So here's the deal. The Gators are dead. Richardson, he might have a couple breakout games, but it ain't going to matter. Tennessee's offense is high-powered. They're almost unstoppable. The line opened at 9. It's now out to 10.5. I bought it down, Tennessee minus 9.5. If Richardson does have one of those breakout games, it may be a 10-point game. Otherwise, I see this being a 2 or 3 score game for Tennessee's favor. Tennessee at home in Florida's first away game, 3:30 CBS Saturday. I'm taking Tennessee minus 9.5, about the number to 9.5 at minus 138 over at Fox Bet. We'll get to the NFL in a bit there, Pringle. Yeah, KC, man, I'm going to talk about that one. For sure. 2 more college plays first, though. Michigan Wolverines this weekend. We finally have a game in our conference in the Big Ten. We're playing Maryland. It's our 4th consecutive home game. I took Michigan minus 17 here at Wolverines against the Terrapins, 12 p.m. Fox Saturday. Line's at 6.5, which is telling you a little bit of money must be coming in on Maryland, but I still don't believe they have a chance to really compete in this game. Talia Tagovailoa is a good quarterback, but the rest of that team doesn't have the talent in comparison to what the Michigan Wolverines have put together. So Michigan minus 17 is number 2 play in college football this weekend, and then Arkansas money line against Texas A&M. That game's on 7 p.m. on ESPN this weekend. It's plus 115. Another one of these where I saw it open at plus 190, couldn't find the actual number or the bet anywhere or the game anywhere in the actual books. Waited till I did see it, plus 115, and I took it and I settled for it. I think Arkansas is maybe better than advertised. A&M is worse than advertised. So that's really all there is to it there. So we're going to recap everything at the end for you. I just want to get these lines and these numbers out to you guys now. And quite frankly, I thought about going live last night. It was a little bit too late. I take these bets Sunday or Monday. So when everybody else is watching NFL Sunday and they're talking about and focused on and they're looking at and they're live betting, which I do as well, the current week, the current games, the current schedule, once the live betting window's kind of over and you're into the 4th quarter of the afternoon games, if you're on the East Coast, you're maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, evening time, you're watching the end of these games. You're almost locked out of live betting on them. Sunday Night Football hasn't started yet. That's when I start looking at next week. I start looking at next week, Thursday, Sunday, Monday. Saturday, too, actually, for college. I start looking at the lines. I start looking at what they're opening at. And DraftKings, I've noticed, probably is the best book that's going to offer you that stuff early and often. So that's where I would take your early plays a week ahead of time. And it's so important to get the first number, the opening number, the key number, especially on a favorite. But even on even an underdog, if public comes in with some money on the underdog, it's going to change the number, just like it did for the Falcons at plus 3.5. I loved. It moved down to 2.5. I bought it back to 3.5 myself. So simple as that. Sometimes I'm going to buy the number to where I wanted it. Sometimes I'm going to settle. Oh, what I just did there, hit spacebar or something. Pringle, no problem, buddy. So I came on Sunday, which I never do. When I seen this number and I took the bet and I laid 4 or 5 units on, I went heavy on it, and I saw KC minus 3.5 against the Colts, and the Colts are 0-1-1. They tied the Texans. They got spanked by the Jaguars. Chiefs beat the Cards and the Chargers. It's a no-brainer. Of course, the line's not like that anymore. I think only 3 people saw it the night of. So turn the bells on, get the notifications going, like, comment, share, and subscribe, because I'm going to give you some good information. Refresh and check the Pickett app, refresh and check the Better Off app. The Better Off app is basically something where I'm going to enter my picks that I put on the show. It's not going to sync to anything and put anything on there automatically. Pickett's going to put everything there on there automatically on all the books that are synced to it, which are my Legal Legit Live, Sportsbooks, DraftKings, FanDuel, MGM, PointsBet, WinBet, Barstool, FoxBet, BetRivers, Caesars. They're all linked to it. There's a couple that aren't. I think it's Parks and Firekeepers, but Ringo can't get DraftKings here in Texas. I understand. And sometimes you're going to have to wait because when it's not legal legit and you can't use those types of books, I've noticed a lot of the bookie sites do not offer the lines. I could not take anything in the NFL on the bookies, the bookie apps or the bookie sites until this morning or late last night. After midnight, after Monday Night Football was over. Other than that, all they wanted you to bet on Monday was Monday Night Football. And I don't know. Shop around. There's also offshores. There's XBet, and there's other offshores that you can utilize. Allegedly, I keep saying that because I think I need to. That will give you earlier lines, and you need to find a book where you can take a line a week ahead of time, especially in the NFL and college football. When as soon as the money starts coming in and the attention shifts from like it was this last weekend, the attention starts to shift away from week 2 and towards week 3. The money comes in, and some books won't even let you take anything until they see a little bit of action and move the line accordingly, to pad themselves. They don't want to lose too much money, obviously, and they don't want to give up just a juicy, pretty, beautiful line like Kansas City minus. So I'm calling Kansas City minus 3.5 against the Colts all day, every day. It's minus 6.5 now, and I still like it. You're seeing 7. It's crossed a key number for me. The Colts are going to play their ass off, but it ain't going to matter. Mahomes is too good. The Chiefs are too good. I like it at 6.5. I love it at 3.5. I don't dislike it at 7. But I would try to get it at 6.5, or I might even buy it to 6.5 just to safeguard yourself from something there. The Eagles, I don't feel the need to tease the Eagles either. I've got the Eagles. I did see the line open at 4. I couldn't find it anywhere at 4. They played last night, Monday Night Football. Couldn't take anything on them until today. I grabbed it at 6.5, minus 6.5 for Philadelphia against the Commies. I'm going to call them the Commies. Okay. They're not the Redskins anymore. They're not a football team anymore. They picked the worst potential name in NFL history. Commanders is the worst name I ever heard in my entire life, and I'm going to call them the Communists, the Commies, because I hate them. I hate their name, hate their logo. They've pretty much spit on their fan base, and Carson Wentz sucks. So Eagles minus 6.5 against the Commies, 1 o'clock Sunday on Fox. The Eagles have beat the Lions and the Vikings. The Commies have beat the Jags but lost to the Lions. So that tells you something about the difference in talent there. The Eagles are amazingly good. The Eagles may be the best team in the NFC. And maybe I'm too weak overreacting, but I thought that before the season started. I've got a future on them to win the division, a future on them to win the conference, a future on them to win it all. I've also got money on the Chargers, who, with the way Herbert's got bruised ribs, he keeps getting taken down. They may not turn out to be as good as I thought they were going to be. So minus 3 is a damn good line. I'm going to buy that down. Minus 3 for which one? For the Eagles or the Chiefs? I would say with either game, minus 6.5, I like a lot. I took the Eagles at minus 6.5. I took the Chiefs at minus 3.5 because I took it early, but I still would have taken it at minus 6.5. I think both those teams are just far better than their competition this weekend. 2 more games in the NFL. I like the Packers on a money line. Looked like it opened at a plus 138. Couldn't find it anywhere at that number. Took it at plus 115 against the Bucs, 4:25 Eastern Sunday on Fox. The Packers are 1-1. They lost to the Vikings, but they beat the Bears. Look like an entirely different team in week 2 than they did in week 1. We talked about that earlier. I didn't write this down for some reason. I think the Bucs are 2-0 by the skin of their teeth because they can't score. It's all about the defense in Tampa Bay these days, ladies and gentlemen. There's really just no question about it. Tom Brady can be as good as he wants or thinks he can is. Doesn't matter. The thing is, Evans is suspended for half of this game this weekend. So he's getting benched on my fantasy team. That's his best receiver, bar none. He doesn't. And Julio Jones, we'll see. Is there a resurgence for Julio? Maybe. I don't know. Commander Carson. Yeah, Chiefs -3. I feel comfortable with Chiefs -6.5 myself. I just don't love it at 7. As far as Packers and Bucks, yeah, the Bucks are 2-0. They scored 1 touchdown against the Saints. They scored 1 touchdown against the Cowboys, and their defense has been the difference. Their defense is probably better than Green Bay's defense, but their offense is so lackluster. Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, and that offense are going to find a way. And I think the Packers can win this game. I think they will win this game. And I'm betting against Tom Brady again and again and again because I hate his ass. I wish he would have stayed fucking retired. And I'm so tired of seeing him. It's not funny. It's more than suspect, buddy. The Bucs offense is almost non-existent. Yeah, Packers money line. That's your value play. Chiefs -3.5 is my play of the weekend, but unfortunately, you can only get it now at 6.5. I would still take it at 6.5, and I still think it's the best play of the weekend is Chiefs to cover against the Colts. 2 teams on completely different trajectories. I said Matty Ice was done before the season started, and it literally looks like he's definitely done. And I got one more play for it before we get to the free money portion, and we're going to have to wrap this thing up. We're already 21 minutes in, bud. I like the Falcons at +3.5. I don't like them at +2.5. It's a key number that you're crossing over of 3. So I bought it to +3.5, -139. I did that over at Bet Rivers where you can move the lines around the way you want to. They're playing the Seahawks 4:25 Eastern Sunday on Fox. Falcons come in 0-2, losing to the Saints and the Rams. Seahawks come in 1-on-1, beating Broncos and Russell Wilson, whose offense is also definitely very suspect. The Broncos there. Barely beating the Texans, by the way. Seahawks lost to the 49ers as soon as Jimmy Garoppolo came back out and Trey Lance went off on a stretcher. The 49ers season was revived at that moment. So, pre-money portion of the program, I am doing a promotion with PointsBet. Use code BP311 if you can get the book in your state. And 100% deposit match up to $2,000, 50% deposit match up to $20,000. $500 risk-free bets. 1 to 2 p.m. every day is a power hour. They're going to give boosts. They're going to give free bets out. 72 hours, 200% back on your casino losses in free spins. So a lot of stuff there to go over. Rewind that portion if you didn't get it all. And use code BP311 or click the link in the comments below to start your PointsBet journey today. Reverse 20% boost on Tuesdays on any MLB game. So I would take advantage of that. If I didn't take that Rays first 5 line last night before midnight, I probably would have went to Bet Rivers and took it there. Now I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I really like today. I'm going to consider that Dodgers spread first 5 -1.5 at +102. If I boost that 30%, we're up to +132, even better. That might be what I'm going to do today as far as the boost goes. So grab that 20% boost over at Bet Rivers on Tuesdays for any MLB bet. They got a $25 4-leg NFL parlay insurance, $25 NFL first score insurance, all that stuff on Sundays, 20% 3-leg NCAA parlay on Saturday for a 20% boost, soccer 20% boost Saturday and Sunday. If you can't get PointsBet, you want a new book and you want to add to your bankroll with some free bets, go to BP311 on Facebook. DM me. I've got some information for you. There's a couple of different books to choose from that I can get you the information on, get you in touch with the right people. You deposit $500, you get $500 in free bets. No playthrough requirement whatsoever. You win the free bets. The money is yours. You can withdraw it. You can play it. You can do what you want. It's sportsbook only, and 100% up to $500. So let me know about that. Like I said before, DK has the best early lines. Pick it, promo code bankroll4880. Better off, BP311. Check my stuff. Matt Ryan is bad. Yes, he is. Very bad. Sorry, TJ Saltdog. Pringle, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you coming on here and chatting with me live and checking out my shows seemingly every week. You're my biggest fan these days. Whatever happened to my buddy Jeff Morton? Jeff, if you're still watching, I know you probably watch after the fact. Drop something in the comments just to let me know you're still on board. Aside from that, let's just go right through these as quickly as possible. The idea is going to be Braves tomorrow on the spread, whatever it is. First 5, probably -1.5, probably +120. And these are all guesses because the lines aren't out yet. Officially, Rays -0.5 a run first 5 today, +110 right now in MGM against the Astros. Saturday, Tennessee -9.5 against Florida. I did buy the number from 10.5 down to 9.5, -138 there. Michigan -17 against Maryland. That's down to 16.5 now, so even better line if you'd like it. Arkansas money line plus 115 against Texas A&M. Then in the NFL, Chiefs, I got it at minus 3.5. Numbers now 6.5. Still love it against the Colts. Packers money line plus 115 against the Bucks. Eagles minus 6.5 against the Commies. And the Falcons plus 3.5 about the lineup, 1 point, minus 139 against the Seahawks. NFL Sunday. So I got 4 for the NFL, 3 for NCAA football, 1 official play in MLB, 1 idea. We'll go over that MLB plays on Thursday. I'll recap all the football plays, but don't forget to check me out tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. I will be live on Johnny Hahn Wins, giving out some additional plays for NFL Thursday Night Football and NCAA football Friday and Thursday. Stuff I did not go over today. So check it out. Hope you can join us. Jump into the comments. Say hey. Any games you want to specifically go over, we will. Looking forward to it. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you Thursday. Keep it profitable.